Report presented by JCPenney, and we are here for a brand new episode this Wednesday evening. Glad you guys are with us. I know these people are super excited to be here today.
Woo! Day.
It's
Wednesday.
Turn Up Tuesday was yesterday, but we're turning up again today. Cowboys moving closer to the Giants and closer to the playoffs, maybe? I don't know. Dave, take us to kickoff.
You always give me the best segues, Linz. Look, the temperature dipped down here in Dallas, guys. We are dealing with a 40-degree day, which if you know anything about my guy Stringer Bell, you know nobody cares about 40-degree days. The Cowboys have looked a lot like a 40-degree day over here the last month. Need to pick that up. Need some wins heading into the last month of the season. Do Stringer Bell proud. Let's get it going.
I'm glad that Lindsay brought up playoffs because, of course, the Cowboys are still chasing the playoffs. But, guys, I bet you didn't realize that the Jacksonville Jaguars have a chance to completely clinch their playoff spot this weekend. Wow, times have changed.
After all the hoopla, Goodell takes another victory. The NFL announced he signs a contract extension. So, Roger Goodell, I don't know how you keep doing it, but congrats, I guess.
Hey,
Half-hearted.
do not.
Times have changed.
The times have changed.
You're just jealous of the bread my
You're
friends
right.
have been
You're
making.
right.
I'm jealous of Barry Church.
To play fill in the blank. And first up is Dave. Orlando Scandrick injury means blank for the secondary. Fill it in.
It means not a whole lot to me, and that sounds like a shot at Orlando Scandrick.
Yikes.
I don't mean it that way. I really don't. It's just that
I know what you're saying.
you got a lot of interchangeable parts here in the Dallas secondary.
Yes.
You got rookies coming on. You saw Cheeto Awuzie play well last week. Jordan Lewis has had flashes. Anthony Brown, up and down season, but he gets a pick. I think the pieces are there that I don't think it looks a lot different without him. Again, I'm not trying to knock the guy, but it's not some type of loss that they can't recover from in the vein of a Sean Lee. I think they'll find a way to look about the same.
Yeah, and it's not like there's not so many moving parts
Right.
to the
A
secondary.
lot of pieces in play back there.
You mentioned Sean Lee. Manny, you are up next. Sean Lee makes the Cowboys blank points better.
Well, statistically, he makes them 11 points better. Last time I checked, they allow 19 points per game with Sean Lee out there and a little over 30 without Sean Lee. Against this Giants team, don't expect that figure to be that much because the Giants offense just isn't that good. But knowing you have Sean Lee out there, you're probably not going to give up as many X plays. You're not going to give up as many big plays. I'd say anywhere from 10 to 14 points better knowing you got El Capitan Sean Lee.
That's a big difference.
Capitan.
I mean, 10 to 14 points, that's a huge difference.
LaCroix.
Lacroix.
Tay, you are next. The Cowboys' offensive identity is blank.
Still trying to run the football. Even no Ezekiel Elliott, they are still trying to run the football, and I'm glad you guys are seeing Alfred Morris there. Guys, the Cowboys still rank 4th in the NFL for rushing. They are still productive in their running game. So it's funny to think, okay, yes, Zeke comes back in 2 weeks, but how much can he help in those 2 weeks? They're still doing all of this with Alfred Morris. Guys, I don't feel like we've truly seen Rod Smith break out yet. So I think they're still a running team.
All right, I need to hear everyone's answer on this. Blank will have to be exceptional for the Cowboys to win out. Dak Prescott for me.
Dak Prescott.
Exceptional.
You know what? Let me go with the offensive line.
No, that was mine,
Then
Manny.
we'll couple up and say the offensive line.
Yeah,
Here's
you guys
why.
got Dak.
Y'all are going to couple up?
Well, here's why. We know that last game, Dak Prescott was by no means exceptional. 11 of 22 was not exceptional, and they won. So what that tells me is Dak doesn't have to be exceptional, but who does? The offensive line.
Dak can't even play if he's sitting on the ground because Adrian Claiborne has just been pushing him there all day.
That's true.
I hear you, but
hand in hand.
they were +4 in turnover differential, had a special teams touchdown. That helped. That was a big part of that win last
sure.
week. Dak wasn't bad against the Redskins by any stretch, but I think he needs to pick it up if they're going to beat playoff contenders like
Hey,
Oakland and Seattle.
we said win out and exceptional. Those are pretty big. Dak Prescott.
True.
Next up, top five reasons to respect the Giants on Sunday. Yes, we are respectful people.
Are there 5?
Respect this team.
A little bit of a stretch, Dave. A little bit of a stretch.
Hey,
Hey.
Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, those guys aren't a joke.
Good
Yes,
point.
those receivers.
It's a good starting spot. Yeah, no, I mean, and that's, we talk so much about Byron Jones. I think that's going to be a big assignment for him this week. He's the tight end guy. Hopefully he can keep his good run of play up against Evan Ingram because he's setting the standard for what a rookie can do at that position, no doubt.
Sterling Shepard is on the injury report today, though, so that could be something to keep an eye out throughout the week.
Okay, I've got another one for you, though. Eli might be out for blood. I don't know.
Ooh, is he?
Yeah, I mean, that's again one of those narratives you put a spin on things. Oh, Eli's going to be upset. He has something to prove after
Or he
being
might not
benched
care at
after
all.
2-10 starts. Whether he cares or whether he doesn't care, it's not going to change his arm. It's not going to change his mentality. It's not going to change his feet. It's not going to change the way he approaches the football game. He may be out for vengeance, but ultimately that won't mean anything on the field.
All right, their defense is a little bit more talented than numbers may suggest.
Well, absolutely. They've spent $200 million on this defense. They should be better than this. Of course, guys, they have a lot of guys who are on the injury report. You know, JPP is on the injury report with a finger injury today.
Oh, that's not cool.
It's true.
It's true. That's just irony right there. Janoris Jenkins on the IR. There's a lot of talent there. Landon Collins is still there.
Yep.
Olivier Vernon is still there. They're definitely talented, but at this point in the season, you are what you are, right? Aren't you what you are at the
I'm with you.
All right, what do you think
buying
about trends? The Cowboys have lost their last 2 on the road at MetLife. Is it going to be cold?
It's going to be 40 degrees.
True.
Brought that up. It's windy up there. You played there?
Yeah.
It's windy. It's going to be cold. I heard there's a chance of snow. I don't think it's likely for Sunday, but I think it's going to be a gross day.
I'm just not buying into this.
I think ultimately it's one of those games where as a player you just have to get your mind right. It's one of those games that even for the fans it's not that exciting. Players, it's not going to be that exciting either. Cowboys just need to go up there and get a win. They're not going to be super geeked to play in this game. It doesn't matter what you say. Really, if you're in the locker rooms, it's going to be cold. You're not going to want to hit. You just have to do it. You get paid to do it. Go win the game.
Okay, so here's the last reason, Manny. The Giants have nothing to lose. How much do you buy into that one?
The only reason I buy into that is it's really what happens on the opposing side. Like, are the Cowboys playing super tight? Are they playing super constricted? Ultimately, the Giants aren't going to go out there and run a bunch of double reverse passes or do anything crazy because they really kind of do have something to lose. The temporary coach, he wants a head coaching job. All the players know right now, it's up to them to make their spots in the future. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
I think I disagree with you here because
Talk to me.
You think about it. At the end of the day, they don't have anything to play for in terms of playoffs, in terms
True.
of what their season means.
True.
They can ruin the Cowboys' season.
Sure.
This is a division rivalry. They know these guys. It's always chippy when these teams play.
Here's what I say, though.
At least you get the satisfaction of, like, you killed the Cowboys' season because they're not making the playoffs.
But having nothing to lose doesn't somehow, like, inherently make you better. Having nothing to lose didn't make me run a 4-4.
It doesn't
make me hit harder.
It doesn't make you better.
I am who I am.
It doesn't make you better, but maybe you play looser. Maybe you play more confident.
True. I'm with that.
So.
Question eyes.
Good stuff. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we have a look around the league and a slate of games that are huge this weekend, and we are going to discuss their implications, what they could do for the Cowboys, and playoffs next.
What?
Welcome into the AT&T Media Center. I'm Taylor Stern. Rod Smith had a very interesting touchdown celebration when he fell asleep on the ball. Asking why he did that, he said, "Hey, everyone's been sleeping on me, so I thought I'd sleep on them." Stay tuned to everything inside the AT&T Media Center.
Throws a deep fake for a touchdown. Out of time, he's hit. He's sacked. Running right on it with Terrence Williams. Touchdown, Cowboys. Beasley left side. Caught it over the shoulder. Mason with it. Touchdown. Cowboys win.
Would you say them at halftime?
Why?
Why?
What was that guy's deal?
Oh, I'll just miss the hair.
He's gonna be the most fantastic trivia question answer.
I can't wait to see him on ESPN NFL Countdown with Manny.
Oh, awesome. Yes, that's next.
Yes.
Okay, let's do a look around the league, starting off with our NFC playoff picture. What are we thinking, guys?
Looks a little crowded there, but
this weekend is gonna be litty.
it is, yes, and that's perfect, Dave, because it's time to take a look. And the first game we're going to talk about is Saints-Falcons. Now, we've talked about the Saints all year, how they've been crazy good. We talked about them yesterday. Falcons, kind of, I don't know. It's just every game matters right now.
I was looking to see at the Saints today. Of course, they have been on a hot streak, and Alvin Kamara has just completely shown up in the league. He has 600 receiving, 600 rushing yards. That's insane. They got him in the 3rd round, guys. 3rd round.
They traded to get him in the 3rd round too, and people kind of criticized it. They look pretty smart right now. This is what we've been talking about for a month. These teams are finally starting to have to play each other. So you talk about the Falcons needing to lose to help the Cowboys. These are the types of games that they're going to have to play. Cowboys fans are Saints fans right now, right?
True.
Yeah.
What about Vikings-Panthers? What does that do for you?
I think if you're a Cowboys fan, you're cheering on the Vikings until you're out of breath. I mean, ultimately, you want to get the Panthers to keep taking losses. They took a loss last week. If they can take another loss, hopefully they can push into that 5, 6, 7 spot. But the Panthers look good. They're a good defense, and defenses win championships.
I'm sorry, but I'm just the shoe's going to drop on the Case Keenum era. I refuse to believe that it's just going to keep going.
Dave, let me give you a stat.
I don't.
Dave, let me give you a stat. Case Keenum was 18 for 18 in between the hashes on Sunday.
Awesome.
That's not coincidence. That's not like, oh, it was a fluke. 18 for 18. Numbers speak, bro.
So that means he's going to run into a defense that's going to force him to throw outside the numbers, and he's not going to be able to do it. That's what that means.
Okay, Tay mentioned it earlier. Jags could clinch. Seahawks at Jaguars.
Well, of course.
I'm not accepting the Jaguars yet. I can't.
Yeah, of course, Lynn.
Oh,
the only
yeah?
way they can do that is if they beat the Seahawks. So that's going to have to be a huge task for them. I think it is good that it is a home game, though.
It's huge, huge. I mean, here's the other thing. Taylor, you make a great point talking about home games. The biggest scare for Seattle is if they end up winning their division and taking that 3 seed. A 3 seed Seattle is much more intimidating than a 5 seed Seattle. So if you're a Cowboys fan, again, you're cheering on Saxonville.
You're talking because you don't want him playing.
Heck no, you're not trying to go up there.
Last one, best for last. This is the one I will have one eye on. Eagles at Rams.
Only one eye. I'll have both of my eyes.
I'll be working.
All of my eyes, eyebrows will be watching the Eagles at Rams. Of course, the storyline throughout this whole week is going to be Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. Jared Goff taking 1 spot above Carson Wentz at #1 overall. But hey, guys, I think I would take Todd Gurley over just about any running back the Eagles have.
My main takeaway really from this whole thing is that all the best teams in the NFC are playing this weekend, and we'll be busy paying all of our attention to Cowboys, Giants, 2-10 Giants.
Dave acts like that's not a big game, but it is a huge game.
It's a huge
game. It
game.
could mean if you're sitting at home on January 6th or
Is it a
game.
huge game for the Cowboys? Absolutely it is. Is it as sexy as all the ones we just talked about? No way. No way.
It impacts your job tremendously.
Sure does. Still won't be as good as Rams.
So does this discussion sound off. This impacts everything. Which absence has been bigger? I want to hear from you guys. Odell Beckham Jr. or Ezekiel Elliott?
I'll start this off because I already know that Dave's probably going to say Odell. I have to say Ezekiel Elliott because, of course, the guy is a beast. He's a beast. He's still 5th in scoring in the entire NFL. That means he's missed 4 games, a whole month, and he's still 5th, only 2 points behind 3rd place.
I think I agree with you. This team is built for Ezekiel Elliott to be its engine. We've seen how they've gone from pretty good to pretty bad without him. He's a huge loss. I don't think the Giants are a playoff team, even if they have Odell Beckham. I do think the Cowboys are with Zeke. So I think Zeke is the bigger loss. Having said that, Odell Beckham is one of the most fun and electrifying players in the NFL, 100%. And it's been very sad not having him these last
Yeah, it depends how you want to quantify and how you want to look at this question. Ultimately, not having Odell, not only does that hurt putting fans in the seats, not only does it hurt the Giants' record, you could probably argue it also got Ben McAdoo fired because then all the wheels started to come off.
Yeah.
So if you look at the entire big picture of the NFL, I would say Odell because he affected a lot more than just one singular solely focused team. Plus, Giants were 11-5 last year, 2-10.
The drop-off is
Cowboys were
bigger.
13-3,
Yeah.
now sitting at 6-6. The drop-off, like Cash said,
I bet the Giants have a few more wins if Odell plays.
no doubt, no doubt.
1,000%. We're out of time, everyone, on this Wednesday evening, so let's wrap it up with some thoughts that these guys have been going over all day. Manny, OT.
The only thing I've been thinking about is Dak Prescott. How healthy is that hand of yours? You took a hit Thursday night. The swelling was there, but now it's subsided. Apparently you threw it practice. Good signs pointing upwards for the Cowboys.
Absolutely great point. Now, the only thing I'm thinking of, you brought up Saxonville. Guys, I didn't even realize the Cowboys are already at over 30 sacks on the season. That is highly impressive. Hopefully they get more the rest of the way.
Dak's hand appears to be fine, but this time of year, I just think about Orlando Scandrick broke a bone in his back on Thursday night. Lyle Collins and Tyron Smith are playing through big problems with their backs. Like, just kudos to football players for being very tough and occasionally crazy people. I don't know how y'all do it. Respect for that. I know you make a lot of money, but still, like, that's nuts.
Dave can barely get through a Cover 4 episode with his bad back.
Exactly.
All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you more this weekend before the Cowboys take on the Giants.